Alert on my phone. The moment came sooner than I expected. 1 week later, while I was at the office, my phone buzzed, motion detected in the bedroom. My heart pounded as I opened a live feed. There they were, laughing and toasting as if my home were their private getaway. I clenched my fists, holding back the wave of anger that threatened to overwhelm me. It was time to put my plan into action. I grabbed my car keys and drove home like a man possessed. When I arrived, I parked my car across the driveway, blocking Luca's vehicle from leaving. The look on their faces when I walked through the front door was priceless. Isabella froze mid-sentence, and Luca stumbled, spilling wine all over the couch. I didn't yell, didn't scream. Instead, I spoke in a calm but icy tone. "Enjoying yourselves, are we?" They stammered excuses, but I wasn't interested. I turned to Luca, who was fumbling with his phone, probably trying to call someone. "You should leave now," I said, my voice low and firm. "But don't worry, your car isn't going anywhere for a while." He tried to bluster, but one sharp look from me shut him up. He gathered his things and made a beeline for the door, only to realize I wasn't bluffing about blocking his car. As for Isabella, she tried to explain, tears streaming down her face. But I was beyond caring. "Save it," I said. "You made your choices, and now you'll deal with the consequences." That night, I packed a bag for myself and one for Sophie. I wasn't going to let her witness this mess. I called my parents, who lived nearby, and told them we'd be staying with them for a while. Before leaving, I handed Isabella the footage from the cameras, proof of her betrayal. "This is for the divorce proceedings," I told her. "I won't make this ugly unless you force me to." As I drove away with Sophie in the back seat, I felt a strange sense of relief. The pain of betrayal was still there, but so was the clarity of knowing I'd done the right thing. My marriage was over, but my life wasn't. And from that moment on, I vowed to build a better future. For myself and for Sophie, that a custom alert system tied to motion sensors in the bedroom ensured I would know the moment anything happened. When the alarm finally triggered a week later, I was sitting in my car a few streets away, awaiting the signal. My phone vibrated, motion detected. I opened the live feed, and there they were, Isabella and Luca, completely unaware of the storm brewing outside as they reveled in their betrayal. Fueled by adrenaline, I started my car and drove straight home. Parking across the driveway, I blocked Luca's car to ensure there was no easy escape. My hands shook with anger as I unlocked the door, the jangling of my keys echoing ominously. Their laughter reached my ears as I approached the bedroom, each sound like a slap to the face. Bursting into the room, I found them caught off guard. Isabella turned pale, and Luca scrambled to cover himself with the sheets. "Well, don't let me interrupt," I said, my voice laced with venom. "Feel free to continue enjoying yourselves in my house." Luca stammered, "Matteo, this isn't what it looks like." I cut him off sharply. "Oh, it looks exactly like what it is. You sleeping with my wife. So unless you've got a miraculous explanation, I suggest you shut up." Isabella tried to intervene, tears streaming down her face. "Matteo, let me explain." "Explain?" I snapped, my voice rising. "Explain how you brought a stranger into our home, into our bed? You don't get to explain." I turned back to Luca. "Get dressed. Now." My tone left no room for argument. Luca fumbled with his clothes, mumbling incoherent apologies. Once he was dressed, I stood before them, cold and composed, though fury burned beneath the surface. "You're not leaving just yet," I told Luca. Turning on my phone, I showed them snippets of what I had gathered. The footage from the hidden camera, the text messages, and even images of his car in my driveway. Watching their confidence dissolve was almost satisfying. "Here's how this is going to work," I began. "Luca, you're going to reimburse every cent Isabella spent on you. And Isabella, you're leaving this house tonight. Sophie and I deserve better." Isabella broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. But her tears didn't move me. The weight of her betrayal had crushed any love I once held for her. Luca, looking like he had aged 10 years in a single evening, transferred the money immediately. As for Isabella, she packed her belongings and left without another word. I had already spoken with a lawyer and initiated divorce proceedings. Thanks to her infidelity, custody of Sophie was assured to remain with me. Word of their affair quickly spread, especially within our professional circles. Luca, a marketing director at a rival firm, was fired when his actions came to light. Isabella's reputation was tarnished, and she eventually moved to a different city, far from the remnants of the life she had destroyed. In the months that followed, I poured my energy into rebuilding. Sophie and I created a new routine, one filled with warmth, joy, and laughter. The betrayal had left deep scars, but it also revealed my resilience. I learned an invaluable truth. Trust, once broken, is nearly impossible to mend, but betrayal doesn't define you. It's how you rise from the ashes that truly matters. One evening, as Sophie played with a plush bear that had unknowingly exposed her mother's lies, I felt a wave of closure. The pain was still there, but so was the strength to move forward. As I tucked Sophie into bed, she looked up at me and asked, "Are you happy, Daddy?" I kissed her forehead and smiled softly. "I'm getting there, sweetheart. And with you, I'll always be okay." That night, I finally let go of the bitterness. Betrayal had shaken my world, but it also reminded me of the importance of moving forward and cherishing what truly matters.